Perfect.
I don't know if there's lights in here.
So, bunker baby.
So, this is like one of the bunkers where people will come if there is shelling in the city. A lot of these were previously filled with rubbish and everything. You can see here that people are like cleaning it up. There's like self-contained rooms.
All right.
People would be expected to live in here, maybe for days at a time. It's another room.
Do they have any stores of water and stuff?
They have to bring water down here.
There you are.
Like they're kind of used for...
There's some pickled something.
They've been used for like storage.
Oh, yeah.
And through here you can see on your right there's a
Escape tunnel.
And I crawled through here, and then at the very end there's like a ladder, and also it's how fresh air and ventilation comes in here. And in the event that there was some sort of like really catastrophic direct hit on the building and you weren't able to access the staircase, you would essentially escape through here. So
Did you go full out to where it goes?
Yeah.
How far does it go?
about 15 meters, I reckon.
Yeah, and then up.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the surface. Yeah, right.
And when we get upstairs, I can show you like what is at the end, like from the surface. So.
Yeah, that'd be epic. So how the fuck do you get... Oh, is there a hole on this side?
There should be. Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like how are you getting out of that?
This might be
Maybe it's this drain.
here, and from the inside then you'll come up, there's a ladder.
Fucking hell. What if that's not stuck down too hard? You wouldn't know though, would you?
No. And the city has heaps of these, and then we found another one on the other side that was locked, and people who like lived there didn't even realise. They said we didn't know this was a problem because otherwise, like how are we meant to go and hide in these places if we don't even know that they're closed up?
Well, I'm pretty sure my building has one. I'm gonna have a, because there was definitely at the bottom story like a left funny looking door down.
Yeah, so
I had a squeeze this morning.
Could be a basement or a bomb shelter. You never know.
Yeah.
But the city has heaps of them, and the thing is, some of them don't exist anymore. But there's like a public database that says these are the shelters, right?
Yeah.
And in the research we've done today, some of them either don't exist, they're locked, they're like filled with rubbish, or they're just flat out not safe for people to be in. So it's like a really pressing issue at the moment. And really the crazy thing is, when we talk to civilians, they don't get this. They just think, well, if in the event that there was shelling here, we'll just go to our holiday houses. But
Yeah.
you're not going to be moving on the streets if
No.
there are mass artillery bombardments or things like Grads and Smerch rockets. Like multiple launch rocket systems have previously hit this city, and like when that happens, you can't be out on the street. It's
No.
incredibly dangerous.
Shrapnel everywhere. There's still signs of that over the city if you look for it.
100%.
This city of Kramatorsk was occupied only a few years ago. The building behind me, this one here, had a shell go straight through the roof and basically destroy the whole building. A separatist shell go through and ruin it. And this business over here, which runs the local mine and puts on a lot of like events and everything at this square in front of their building, their headquarters, they paid to restore and rebuild the building. And I think that's a fantastic story of this community moving past this. But the video I wanted to make is my concern, I guess, for a lot of the locals here, as there's just no, it's not that there's no worry, there are definitely people concerned and frightened by what's going on under 50 kilometres away, but not to the same extent of even where I'm from with COVID and trying to buy toilet paper. The seemingly unpreparedness is concerning me. Like, I'm not going anywhere here without a tourniquet because of the threat of artillery and rockets. Like, I'm just not going fucking anywhere without one. Yet, no one's carrying one. People are going out and drinking all night and living life as normal. If I was just to pick you up and drop you here, you would have no idea that this was a city which was formerly occupied, then won back from the Ukrainian forces, and that it's under threat of that again if the Russians come any further. You know, it's under 50 kilometers away, where now these independent states of Donetsk and Luhansk have now been made independent by Putin and getting occupied by Vladimir Putin's quote-unquote peacekeeping forces, which have been seen rolling shitloads of tanks in winter camouflage. So peacekeeping force might not be the same blue helmets with fucking badges on it that a lot of people are used to. But the lack of concern concerns me. That's something that I'm sort of struggling with, I guess, moving past. You know, that people don't know where the bunkers are. They don't know. Some don't even know that there are bunkers. You know, there's not that much presence by the military here or police, really, no more than any other city. You know, the medical stuff, no one's carrying anything medical. People are out and about, you know, living life as normal. No one's evacuating. Well, very few. I know of a few that have left, but very few are leaving. Even though today was declared, you know, a national emergency of Ukraine, especially, I guess, in these eastern areas. It's a difficult one, and it's hard. Like, what do you want? Do you want panic? Of course not. But maybe people are just that fatigued of this and that used to living with this constant threat that they're not taking it, you know, like how maybe we perceive in the Western media, or like me from somewhere as safe as Australia, that they're so used to just that ever constant threat that why is this so much different to any time else? But it's hard. It annoys me that there's no early warning system in place. You know, even on our small camps in Afghanistan, we had early warning systems. You know, you'd have a siren and a incoming of a round coming in, and here, at least to the best of my knowledge and those around me, there is no early warning system. And that early warning system, you know, just from me fucking standing here to just crouching down behind this takes fucking half a second, and if a round lands over there, the shrap won't get me and I'll survive. Shit like that. It's fucking weird that there's no system in place like that. But I'm just here to observe and talk shit and go on with life. But I wish all the people here the best, and you know, if you look around, a lot of it's been repaired, but there's still a lot of obvious signs of peppering on sides of buildings and everything from the artillery strikes and bullets here only a few years ago, in which all these people lived in. But you know, the people here just going on with life as normal, and I guess it's just as much to be respected as it is for me to be concerned, I guess. Just walking around basically anywhere here, it's easy to see a lot of the patchwork here. I walked around with an interpreter the other day that basically told me that this patchwork, this is all from fucking rounds or artillery fragment hitting these buildings, and these buildings are still occupied, and 99% of the occupants would have been the occupants here when shit started getting fragged and shot up. But there's a lot of new facades now, you can see, that, you know, to hide the scars of these buildings. But it's a savage place. You'll see on the media a lot of like people going like training camps and preparing, you know, shooting and medical and, you know, like army type training. You'll see a lot of the media reporting on this, and not to be a fucking dick, but it's a lot of like the media who's in the capital or, you know, wherever, trying to sort of make a story. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not as common as you'd think. Like, I think a lot of the media is sort of projecting that this is every fucking citizen here, and I can tell you it is bloody not. It is absolutely like a small percentage of people are actually doing that stuff. But I guess a lot of people here are sort of waiting for shit to start kicking off, and they're in places like Lviv, Kiev, and are waiting for that, so they're making stories of that, and I tried to get in on it, but it's a bit difficult if you're not some fucking ghetto ass accredited media, which I'm not. I'm just some fucking dude chilling with a camera talking shit to locals. Well, talking the zero Russian I speak and the weird shitty English I speak. So yeah, it's not as common as you'd think, that sort of training. I know they're talking it up as if everyone's doing it. I can tell you that they're not, because to try and find someone doing it, very, very fucking difficult.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.